is now time for the Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters out there. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, and thanks so much for being here, folks. I absolutely love being here. Hopefully you had a wonderful, fantastic, incredible weekend. I know I did, and I was just simply looking forward to kicking the show off today. Now, we've got fireworks all across the markets. The markets are red all across the world. Everything's red on my screen with the exception of, well, a couple of things. King Dollar's up 32 ticks right now. Natural gas actually up by just a tad. And 877-927-6648. You know, with the markets being off, there's going to be fireworks actually, I would think, in Boston. We're going to a Game 7 between Boston and Washington. I think the game is on Wednesday. I've got to look into that. I'll let you know. Maybe somebody in the den here will help us out. Right now, let's just take a tour around the markets. Let's get to the markets because I am sure you want to know where things are at, where things are going, what type of resistance or support we've got out there. Right now, you've got the Dow futures off about 140 points or so. You've got the ES mini trading out at 1360.50. That's down 14 3/4 points. You got the NASDAQ futures off 23.5. They're trading out at 26.51 right now. Small caps off 12.5 points, trading out at 788.90. If you go quickly, let's take a quick tour around the world. Asia down last night across the board. You had Europe down as well. Asia finishing out, you had the Hang Seng finishing out down 386 points, out at 26.24. You had the Shanghai off 18.5 points. You had the Nikkei down 19 points. Right now in Europe, over in Europa, over at the DAX, they're down 204 points, trading out at 65.46. You have the FTSE down about 102. That's pretty big. That's down, trading out at 56.70. So what I've got up on my screen now, we do absolutely appreciate everyone that is listening on the radio, whether you're listening to the archive show on the radio or you're listening live. Thanks so much. We also have this show here archived on Channel 9. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com, and you can also watch us live. We're coming to you live from the TFNN television and radio network. If you go to the homepage right now, you can click on TigerTV. You'll be able to see either my screens or myself, and absolutely I'm going to teach you something today, things that you want to be able to understand about either chart pattern, understanding chart patterns that are out there. Maybe it's going to be some candles, but absolutely I'm going to teach you something about the market so you can understand where things are at and where things may be headed. So we're taking a look at the ES mini. We're looking at a 30-minute chart now on my screen. So on a 30-minute chart, as the ES mini opened up last night right here at 6:30, it opened up at about, let's see, where's the open? 1372.25. Again, you're trading right now at 1361 even. And so what you can see out here from the highs that were put in, again, just on the 30-minute chart, if you come back and take a look at the highs put in at 5 a.m. on April 19th, that becomes our A point, folks, and that's what you would call a major intersection. We're looking, I take a look at the markets as very similar to when, just trying to link the known to the unknown. And for each of you that are either listening and driving, you're paying attention to the major intersections. You're not really paying attention to all the other small little crossroads or intersections that you come to, unless you have a stop sign or a stoplight. But these are major intersections here where you absolutely see a change in trend where maybe you're going to be going one way and you're going to turn the other. That's exactly what the markets do here. That's what we call a swing point as well. So that A point was 5 a.m. on April the 19th. The high out there being 1390 even. Now, the market moved down just as it so often does in its first breath, took you all the way down to the low of 1365.50. It did that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on April the 19th as well. Then as it was breathing in, it moved all the way back up. Now, this here was also a major intersection. That's that 2 o'clock time frame when you got down to 1365.50. It's when the market made another turn. So it came to a major intersection, made another turn. You could have almost called that one. I'll bet you if we take a look at our retracement ruler, come all the way down here. This is another major intersection. This one is at 3 in the morning on the 17th. If we just simply go from the low that was established at 1359.25 all the way up to the high that we put in there on April 19th, what you're going to see there, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? You're going to see one of the three retracement numbers that I ask you to just simply understand that you want to make sure that you have in your toolbox. One is 0.382, the other 618, and this one here, 0.786. The 0.786 gave you a price projection of 13.85 and 3/4. It actually got down to 13.65. I got to re-wipe my glasses here. 13.65 and 3/4. It actually got down to a low of 13.65.50. Missed it by a quarter. You got to love that. That is the B point of that next major intersection. The market then breathes, moves back up here to the C point. That C point established at 11 a.m. And that was on April the 20th. Now, just for the heck of it, let's go take our retracement ruler. I haven't done this. Let's go from the high, that intersection high at 5 a.m. on the 19th, all the way down to that intersection low on the 19th as well. That was down at 13.65. And what you're going to see here is you're going to see the actual number looks like 1384. 1384 would have been the 0.786. Where the ES Mini got up to was 1383.25. Missed it by 75 cents. You got to love that. You absolutely have to love that. Why? Because that was setting up the A to B to C to D. Just simply normal breathing patterns that are going on inside the market. Now, we're going to go ahead and shorten this chart up here a little bit because the 1-to-1 A to B equals C to D would take you down to 1358.75. 1358.75. Where has the market traded down to? Well, folks, the low came in here so far at about 7:30 this morning. Got down to 1360. 1360 versus 1358.75. What I want to tell you, folks, is there's absolute harmony with regard to patterns, pattern recognition that is inside these markets here. Now, when you're making a D point, and what it is that I taught to all of the master traders, what I'm teaching you, what I want you to understand here is it's so important to understand how it is that you make that D point. The D point is nothing more than this A, B equals C, D. Those breathing patterns exist on any charts, any time frame. Doesn't matter whether we're going to use a 1-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, a daily chart, a weekly chart. And you want to understand with any equities that you're in, what is the breathing? Which part of the leg are you in? Are you making a D point? Were you making some D points in some of your stocks? Because if you are, what you then want to next understand is what kind of candles are being made as you're coming in there. Are you making wide-ranging bars? Wide-ranging bars would be like this bar right here between 3 a.m. and 3:30 this morning, you know, as they were coming into London and they were trading the currencies. Because we're going to take a look at currencies because it's the currencies that rule. You want to understand what's going on with King Dollar. That means you want to understand what's going on with the Queen and all of the other soldiers that make up that basket of currencies inside the U.S. dollar index. Now, you want to understand what type of candles you're making as you're coming down to the D point. Well, folks, when you first got down to the low of 1361, remember, our price projection on the A, B, C, D, and all we're looking for in life is to be outstanding. We're not looking for exact. We're not looking for perfection. We threw that out a long time ago because it's the lowest, absolute lowest possible standard that you could live at. You're just looking to be outstanding. Well, we had our first hammer candle come in at a price point of 1361, and yet our price projection on A, B equals C, D is 1360. Folks, that is, as you're coming down to the D point, you want to understand what kind of candle. Well, you had a hammer candle show up there as you were making a D point. That was immediately giving you the clue that the bottom for just the breathing pattern, what you need to understand, because we'll take a look at the long-term picture here, but the breathing pattern for the short term, meaning on a 30-minute chart, that the breathing pattern may be over, that it was time to maybe take a big exhale and maybe bounce up from here. Now, that's going to be real key, is understanding where that bounce might go to. But that was the first bullish sign that you could have seen. So you were coming down, completed an A to B equals C to D, and you were doing it as you were approaching that D point with the hammer candle. Now, look at that red line going across the screen here. You can see how ever since that time frame, ever since 4:30, the market, meaning the futures market, that's what we're looking at. You know, we're looking into the future right now. As we take a look at the futures market, look at how the market continued to bang away. It did it from 5 to 5:30. It did it from 5:30 to 6. It did it from 6 to 6:30. Look at all these candles here. In fact, you had another hammer candle show up at 7:30 this morning. At 7:30, now this one right here, folks, there's 4 real styles of hammer candles. I teach that to my clients. There's an archived webinar that's available. I've got about 20 hours worth of teaching, coaching. You can always, and all my clients have access to that. It's unlimited access to that. You might want to check that out because there's 4 different types of hammer candles that are out there. I will tell you that this is a type 3 out of 4. one being the best. Well, you had number 1 show up at 7:30 this morning. Again, that was testing the lows here. And testing the lows of a hammer candle, that's what you want to see. And you want to see whether or not the market's going to hold. Real important right now because you have that next type 1 hammer candle show up at 7:30 this morning. The low there was when you got down to 1360. That there, folks, you can see is being tested right now as we come into the 9:30 session. It's 9:20 right now. That low being 1360. You're trading at 1361 right now. Why is that important to know? Well, it just depends on what kind of position you're in. It depends on if you are short this market and you are trading the ES Mini. You would absolutely want to understand that on a 30-minute chart, you just completed an AB equals CD, and you've got 2 bullish hammers down there. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of The Money Game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And, let's just a quick couple additional comments here on the ES Mini and the futures that we're taking a look at. What I've also did during the break is I drew the Gartley pattern that's out there, 0.786 Gartley pattern. You can see, just simply the harmony inside these markets. You can, we talked about the 0.382, 0.618, 0.786. Those are your contraction Fibonacci numbers. You also have expansions. The two that I want you to know is 1.272 and 1.618. So what you have going on here, not just completed an AB equals CD, which is a requirement for any type of a Gartley pattern, but you also have here, you've got a 0.786 retracement. So you came into a 0.786 retracement. You also happen to have here a 1.272 expansion. And the whole point of this is that we've also had a couple of hammers that if this area fails, what you're looking for is substantially lower prices. So it's really important to be able to put all this together. This area here should hold, but once you see it close on a 30-minute chart on the ES Mini below 1360 even. So you get 1359.75. That is good enough for me. You get a close below that, and what that's going to tell you is you're going to see lower prices. You're going to see substantially lower prices coming at you during the day. A lot to talk about in the markets. You've got Walmart out with some pretty bad, information this morning. You got Walmart closed out at 62.45 on Friday, trading down at 59.29. If we take a quick look at the earnings releases this morning before the bell here. Let's see here. We had ConocoPhillips, COP is the ticker symbol. They're down 2% right now, trading off about $1.50. You had Eaton Corp, ETN. They're trading down 3% right now, trading down about $1.40 as well. Hasbro, the toy company, HAS, they're off 4%. Let's see. You've got Wolverine Worldwide, WWW. Those guys must have been the ones that really created the Internet. So WWW, you've got them down 5% in the pre-market. You got Microvision off 6.5%. That ticker symbol is MVIS. Checkpoint Software, CHKP, they're off 7% in the pre-market. Rounding out the pre-market on the way down, you've got Knoll Inc., KNL. They're down about 7%. Let's see who is on the rise in the pre-market this morning. Let's see, can we find anyone? We've got, we can. We can go take a look at EAT, EAT, which is Brinker International. They're up almost 6%, up about $1.60. You've got PHG, the ticker symbol. They're up about 5%. I am not even going to try to pronounce their name. Nope, I'm not simply not going to do it. You can look it up yourself, and you can pronounce it, PHG. You got Xerox Corp. They're up 1% right now on their earnings release. That's trading up about only 8 cents, though. Is what it looks like. D.R. Horton, they're up 1.4 DHI. That's the ticker symbol. You've got MTG. It looks like Magic in, what is it? Can we see here? MGCI Investment Corp. Okay, well, that's pretty easy. They're up about 2%. Let's go to Rich. Let's go to our first caller, Rich in Boston. Rich, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
You're welcome, Steve. Great to talk to you.
Thank you. Now, when is the Boston-Washington game? Do you know? Is it Wednesday or?
Wednesday, yeah.
Okay, now that's going to be, you think that the bars might be full in Boston?
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
How about Regina's Pizza? That place will probably be full. That'll be full before the game for sure.
Yeah, well, the whole North End.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. That game, folks, went to overtime yesterday, and I think Boston pulled it off in the first 3 minutes or so. Rich, how can I help you? What do you want to look at?
Okay, yeah, just kind of a quick question, and get your take on it.
Sure.
I called I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I'm a little bit, I've invested in the physical gold.
Okay.
And, I've been watching that, so I know what the ups and downs are there. But I was curious, where if there is a bull run on gold,
okay,
and like it had been in the first quarter,
yes.
Say, why aren't the mining stocks following along? It's like the Great Basin, so some of your advertisers.
Yeah.
As Tom would say, Great Basin is toast. It seems like. Why doesn't it fall around? And what do you attribute that to?
Well, I mean, there are so many different factors out there, and I would absolutely defer to, our gold king, not just King Dollar, but our gold king out there. But, so how I would trade things is I would trade things differently. What I have up on the screen right now, if you're watching on Tiger TV, is the weekly chart of gold. And what you can see is it's really up right now against a huge long-term trend line going back to 2009. But, Rich, if you stay tuned, as soon as the market opens, we can come back to Rich, take a look at GBG or anything else, folks. We'll be right back.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air and you've always thought about trying out his newsletter, Market Insights. Well, now is the perfect time. For a limited time only, when you sign up for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights, we'll send you a free copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. If you decide to cancel within the 2-week trial period, pay absolutely nothing and keep Tom's book as a free gift from us. Tom sends out his daily newsletter each morning by 9:30 a.m. with trade recommendations, including price targets and price stops. As recently as March 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out a position for more than a 25% profit in just over 2 weeks. To get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights, along with your free copy of The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Supplies are limited for this one-of-a-kind special, so act today and don't let this opportunity pass you by. Offer only valid for new subscribers. In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. You got the Dow down 135 points. That's off 1%. You got the S&Ps off 16. That's down 1.15%. The composite off 1.28%. That's trading down 38 points. The small caps lead the charge on the way down. They're down 1.7%, trading out at 790.29. You got Microsoft off 8 cents. Intel off 14. Google off $4.70. Cisco off 22 cents. Apple down $6. There is some green out there, but it is mostly red. And we did have, during the last 30-minute session, so as we came into 9:30, because before that we were taking a look at the ES Mini, and we did close, or the market closed at 1360. So it closed right on that number, right on that hammer candle that was coming in at 7:30. The close there was 1360. Right now you're trading out at 1358.50. We'll know by 10 a.m. If we see a close below 1360. What's that set up? That sets up price moving down to 1352.50 as its next target. Let's go back to Rich in Boston. Rich, are you still there?
Yes, I am, Steve.
Okay. So, just before we were going into break, you were asking about gold, the difference between the actual physical gold versus the stocks that are out there. And I really think, because when you're taking a look at the stocks, you've got to take a look at an entire business. And so in many cases there, they've got currency issues with regard to costs. And so, I would just simply trade each one differently. Your question, why is it that you've got gold that's priced where it is and you've got the stocks where they're at? What I would do is, wouldn't you take that maybe as a potential eventual bullish sign? Meaning that if physical gold does hold up in these prices, and when a market correction is over inside those equities, that would be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what my thinking was, that if you're going to be kind of bullish on physical gold, then obviously the producers would have to follow in line. But if you're looking at their day-to-day turnout, it's not that attractive looking.
Yeah, no, I think that your thinking is right. But you've got two certainly different, diverse things there. One, you're just simply taking a look at the price of gold. You've got that certainly valued in dollars. Not that companies aren't valued in dollars, but you certainly have this out here. And I would take a look at trades or investments on each one just simply differently. But I think you're right on with regard to when the gold companies are done with their corrections. You certainly want to be able to have a product that has also, in this case here, held its trend line. And so that's why I put the weekly chart up here for you. When we take a look at gold, this goes all the way back to the low that was put in the week of October 24, 2008, when gold was down at 681. And it's been one heck of a nice bull run ever since that point. Not that there hasn't been a bull run going back further, but just simply taking a look at that trend there. And you can see that, gold in essence is bumping up against this this mark here. So you want to be able to see, in my opinion, you want to be able to see gold hold this trend line and let the gold equities, do their thing and finish off any correction that's out there.
So you think they will follow? That's what I'm saying. You know, the good ones that are, you know, solidly managed and they get the good strikes. I mean, even you know, they're saying that it's coming out and it's costing them $500 an ounce,
right,
to produce. Why are they still going? Why are they still losing ground?
Yeah,
that's what I don't understand. But you know, obviously, I don't know that much about it.
Well, you know, I guess for me, the answer was, you know, look, for years, we're talking 20 plus years, all of my teachings, investings, everything were all based on fundamentals, and what you're really asking is a fundamental question. You know, and searching out that reason. And then what I found, and the reason that led me to TFNN, the reason that led me to TUM was, you know, I could find a stock that had great fundamentals, great earnings, and just simply fell out of bed. You know, you woke up the next morning and you had a gap down, you know, a large gap down. And I really wanted to understand why. And that's where pattern recognition, you know, understanding whether it's ABC patterns, whether it's Gartley's, butterflies, volume as you're breaking swing points. You know, there's enough different, you could, you know, MACDs, whatever patterns it is that people utilize out there. You know, to me, technical analysis rules. It's good to have the fundamentals out there. So part of what we talked about was the nice fundamentals of gold holding its ground here and the equities doing what they're doing. In the case of Great Basin Gold, you know, which I know is one of the stocks that you had called about, I think when the correction is over, what you want to be taking a look at is you want to be taking a look at what's the strength in the marketplace out there when it comes to the gold equities. And, you know, I don't think Great Basin Gold is the one.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you might not want to hear that, but I don't think that's, you know.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm really looking at anyone that I think they're all, to me personally, they look like you know, they look pretty good to watch.
Yeah.
Story and
yes.
And you know, a few of the other ones.
Some look better than others, though, you know, because when you take a look at Great Basin Gold, you just stick it on the monthly chart. You know, what you're looking at is going all the way back to December of 2008. That's traded down to a low of 73 cents. You're trading out right now at 65 cents. You know, right. So, you know, you're breaking through that area. And, you know, to me, look, if you see some huge volume come into it, a breakout, then you just want to wait for Great Basin Gold to pull back to some logical area. It may be the actual breakout area. It may just simply be a pattern, you know, on the way back there. So there are stronger gold equities out there than GBC. Okay.
What do you think of Harmony? One more. Harmony is
HMY. Let's see. Yeah, give me a second here to pull that up. HMY is the ticker symbol on that, folks. And I'm going to do the same thing. We'll go ahead because that's trading out at 936. And let's just take a look at the longer term. So I'm going to put this on a monthly here, folks, just like we did on Great Basin Gold. And so when we take a look at Harmony, you know, Harmony is holding up much better than Great Basin is. What Harmony is doing right now that you've got to pay attention to is, you know, it looks like it is, well, number one, it's trying to, give me a second here, just so you're at 936. So, you know, what it's really doing right now, Rich, it's going into the February 2010 time frame. So that's one of the areas where you've got a swing point. The low is 873, but the high on that is 1031. So I think your next test is probably going to be on that 873 area. You've also got some decent volume down a little bit below that at 806, going back to April of 09. And it looks to me like that's probably where it is that you're looking at. And if we just simply take a look at just a straight retracement from the lows off of November 2008 all the way up to the highs that were put in May of 2011, it's trading right now at the 0.618 retracement area, or pretty close to it. Now, this is real important, and I want to point this out to you, Rich, when you're taking a look at stock charts. And monthly, obviously, much more important than a weekly, and a weekly than a daily, and a daily versus 60-minute and 30-minute, and so on. And what you want to take a look at here is because what will happen is there's leading indicators, which I call candle patterns that are out there, or candles that are out there. And when you take a look at Harmony Gold, when Harmony was making its high, April of 2011 got up to a high of 1569. It got just above that, in fact, It got just above that to 1573 during May of 2011. But what it did was it created on a monthly basis, it created a monthly bearish engulfing candle, and the following month you had lower price. It was absolutely, and even if you got out, if somebody was in that equity and they got out at the close in June of 2011, it would have closed at 1322 versus trading down to 936. That's a pretty decent percentage move. But it gave you all the clues ahead of time by making that bearish engulfing candle on a monthly basis, and those are hard to do. And when you see those, or bullish engulfings on a monthly basis, you want to really be paying attention to the close during the following month. So there was clues out there. You want to see the counterpart now on these charts inside gold equities or any other charts. To me, it doesn't matter what chart it is that I'm actually looking at. They all will behave the same when it comes to giving you clues of information out there. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you, Steve.
Hey, and Rich, enjoy. I'm assuming you're pulling for Boston Wednesday night.
Of course I am.
Okay, good. All right. I hope for your sake they win, and hope it's a great game. It'd be nice if it's overtime, wouldn't it? No, I know,
yeah, right.
I know you don't want to see overtime. You don't want to be biting your nails off.
I'm hoping it's a blowout so I can relax after the first period.
Exactly. There you go. All right. Hey, have a great day. Thanks for calling, Rich.
Thank you, Steve.
You bet. Okay. So, folks, let's see here. What type of time? 9:44, and it's Mondays, and we love Mondays around here. Why? Because after this show, you've got Tom and I doing the Money Master show. Then we got Basil Chapman. Then after that, we go out to Tucson, Arizona, to Larry Pesavento back here for the David White Band. He's the warm-up band for the Tom O'Brien show from 4 to 6. So a great day of information. You've got Walmart certainly struggling with the news of potential bribery going on over in Mexico. They're trading off $2.34 right now. If we just take a look real quickly here at what's popping and what's dropping. So you got the Dow down 134 points, S&P's off 15 points right now. So let's take a look at what's dropping on the way down. Dollar-wise, what's leading the charge is you've got Priceline. Priceline trading off $14 right now. That's down almost 2%, trading out at $6.96. You've got, all right, I'm going to try this here. I'm going to do this slowly. Chipotle. How'd I do, folks? I'm probably still not good enough. I actually went there last night, so it was my first time inside one of those places. I got it almost. Okay. I tell you the truth, I don't get it. I don't get that restaurant pricing out at $412. So not that the food was bad. I just don't get it. You have, so Priceline leading down, and you have Chipotle, however you pronounce it. They're off about a percentage and a half, down $6. You've got Baidu off $5, a little over $5. Otello Inc., OTT, they're off $5 as well. That's 43%. Let's go take a look at that. They're certainly struggling. Let's see if there's some type of news here. Otello announces expected non-renewal of customer contract. So let's go take a look and see where this stock chart, see if this stock chart here was giving us any hints. Again, the ticker symbol there, OTT. So let's go see where the OTT is trading, see if there was anything out there volume-wise. We're going to go ahead and put this thing back on at least a weekly chart here. So let's put up the weekly chart here first. You can see this thing came all the way back, all the way back here to the lows in December of 2008. Now, in December 2008, oops, I don't want to do that. December 2008, it made a low out there with volume, 788,000 shares for this equity. The trading session before that had even higher volume as it was moving down, as it gapped down on a monthly basis, did 940,000. So fairly thinly traded stock out there. But let's still go see what it's doing. So on the weekly chart, what it did was it made a low with 788,000 shares. Today, it looks like here, April 27th, you've already done 630,000 shares. So this thing is saying, ouch. Now, let's see, where there's some other signals up here. Of course, when this was making a high going back into January 2011, was doing that with 421,000 shares. This thing here is searching for all-time lows. Let's put this here on a monthly basis here real quick. And this thing is absolutely going after its lows. Don't get in the way of this. You can see the high volume simply sticks out there. Of course, let me just refresh this. Sometimes when I open up a chart, it does not totally refresh. Okay. So it looks like the actual lows on this baby are down around $3.49. You trade out at $6.95. That is Otello Inc. Also on the way down, you've got Checkpoint Software, CHKP. They came out with earnings today. They are trading off about 7.8%. Their conference call is going on. It looks like maybe right now. You got BlackRock. They're down 2.5%. You've got Wynn Resorts trading off 2.5%, down 3.40. CF Holdings, they're down almost $4, down about 2%. VMware, VMW, they're off. So let's go take a look at what's popping out here. Popping, you got Ardea. Let's see, Bioscience. Okay, so you got Ardea Bioscience. They're trading up 51%. What do they have here? Okay, it's a buyout. AstraZeneca to buy, so we don't need to go take a look. Well, we can throw that up here on the chart. Let's go see if it's trading up towards a high that was already out there. RDEA, so they're up at 31.56. Now that's a nice thing to have come out of bed this morning and be holding that stock. That is all the way up at its highs that were put in here going back to January 2011. What else is popping? Amlin Pharmaceuticals, AMLN. They're up 10% this morning. You got Brinker International, EAT. They're not eating anybody's lunch. They're providing lunch. They're up 8% right now. That's up 2.25%. You've got BEAV. The BEAV is around. BEAV, BE Aerospace. They're up 3.6%. You've got JAKK, PAC, JAKK. What are they? Let's see. JAKK Pacific announces self-tender for common stock. Okay, so that's a IPO that we've got out there. What else do we have leading on the way up? Not too much more other than some of the iShares and Direction shares. PHG, that's the one I didn't want to pronounce. They're up 4% as well. 877-927-6648. Got the Dow off 141. ES Mini will be closing out here in a few minutes, and that's going to tell us if lower prices are coming, folks. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave and very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Hi, folks. Turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more. And that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion. And for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. And these are the best kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com and sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at tfnn.com.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow trading off 154. Quick look at the ES Mini trading out at 1356. It's going to bust that hammer, even though it doesn't close out for 6 more minutes. What's that say? That says on the S&P futures, your next stop is at the 1352 area. That's the 1 to 1.272. That also will mark a move of a move. Again, taking a look at the 30-minute chart. If you go back to the lows that were put in, looks like around 1350, 1353, 1352.50 at about 3 p.m. on April the 23rd. If we go over to the ETF indices right now, let's go take a look at what's going on inside the diamonds. Well, we're going to take a look at the diamonds. They're inside the March 6th swing point. They are inside the swing point from April 10th. That's April 10th. That is the key. They're both keys here. When you take a look at actually on the diamonds, you're looking at 14.4 million shares. The high of that candle, 129.46. The low there, 127.18. You're trading out right now at 128.38. 14 million shares. We have been open, or the market's been open 25 minutes. You have done 825,000. So if I can do the math here real quick, you're at about 4.8, maybe 5 million or so. And that's, well, it's going to need a lot more energy than that. Did I do my math right? Let's do this here again. 6, 7, 8, maybe about 8 or 9 million. But that is not the 14 million that the diamonds, and if you go back and you take a look at April the 10th, you did 13 million shares. That does have a little slightly lower low out there. That would be the easier one to crack, 126.92. That's on the diamonds, so you're going to want to watch what is going on there. Let's take a look at what used to be strength, what is moving the markets down because it moved the markets up. That is the Qs. April the 10th is really what we were looking at on the diamonds, so we're looking at April 10th. We're looking at March 6th. So let's go look at that same time frame on the Qs. April 10th on the Qs. You had the market actually close below that on Friday. Low there being 65.92. It did 69 million shares. When you closed below that on Friday, you did it with 59 million shares. You still closed below it. You had a little bit lower swing point that it was going after. What day? That was in this case here, April 16th, with 57 million shares. Now, the Qs here today have done 10 million shares. So the Qs have got the volume. Coming into the March the 6th area on the Qs. If we take a look at that area, that looks like that is where the Qs are headed to. That's going to be a price area of 63.23 up to 63.72, 54 million shares. And as I said here, so far this morning, you have done 10 million shares. So it's got the volume to bust through that area. It's going to run into a little bit of support at the February 15th area, where you were doing, looks like about 105 million shares. So take a look at some strong support being in that bar right there, 62.67 up to 63.86. That is on the Qs. If we go take a look at the small caps, let's go over to the IWM, see what the IWM is doing here. The IWM coming into the March 6 lows as we speak. The low out there of 78.41, you're trading out at 78.49. You got down to a low of 78.40. So you got actually below that area, right? 78, yep, got below that area now. March 6 has 80 million shares, been trading for a half an hour. You've done 11 million shares. That is going to say you've got the juice there, because that could be, well over 100 million shares. That's what you did on April 10th on the way down. Folks, stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next. Then following us, you've got Basil Chapman from 11 to 12, Larry Pesavento from 12 to 1, David White 3 to 4. Have a great morning, or stay tuned, and if not, I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock sharp or so. Have a great day, folks.